Hello, Cancer. I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and this is your energy update for the month of September 2021. I hope you're doing well. Be sure to check out your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus sign for a complete picture of all of the energies that you have going on this month, because you're more than your sun sign, don't forget. I've got a live show 3 times a week here on YouTube. It's called Psychic Cafe. Would love to see more Cancerian energy in there. And if you're interested in a private reading with me, they are available from my website, behealing.com. You can find a link for that in the description box below and one up there as well. So let's get it. What is going on for you guys, Cancer, this month of September? Let's see. Oh, you're calling forth the waves. You're stirring up some trouble here in the universe or in your life as well. It could be. Careful what you wish for, but sometimes we just need stuff to happen. And life could have been getting really boring for you, Cancer, and you just want something to happen. So you're calling forth the waves. You're asking the universe, come on, bring it on. I'm getting bored. Bring something on. Anyway, let's see. What else? What else? What else? What else for Cancer? Magic Maker. These are the exact same cards as Scorpio got, you know. And yeah, those 2 cards are what Scorpio got. Now, if you've got any Scorpio in the chart, definitely watch that one because they're exact same cards. I'm not getting the exact same message for you, but they could be very much tied together if you have both Cancer and Scorpio in your chart, because it's Magic Maker. And so there's some magic around this, you getting to the point of being bored and calling forth the waves, like crying out to the universe, come on, bring it on. Sometimes when we're asking for things and we're making our vision boards and we're writing stuff down, there's not enough emotional energy to actually fire up that manifestation. But once we get to that point of being thoroughly annoyed that nothing's happening yet, and we hit that point of frustration, that's when we can put our emotional energy behind it and say, come on, universe, make something happen. And that's when the magic happens. And now I know that this is true because I know that in myself, manifestations have happened when I have tapped into that energy. It's almost like when I allow myself to feel, doesn't matter what the emotions are, positive or negative, doesn't matter. Any of them will fuel. It's the energy itself of your heart crying out, either in love or in pain, that fuels those manifestations. So if you're fueling your manifestations, if you're in like lack and you're focused on lack and you've got that negative emotional energy, sure, you're going to manifest in the negative because it's what you're focused on, right? But if you're focused on what you really want and you're like, bring it on, come on, bring something good into my life, bring me a partner, I've been single for ages, get into that frustrated point. You're not going to manifest bad things. It's not the quality or the judgment about the quality of the emotion that manifests. Like I said, whatever emotion you put behind it, as long as it's strong enough, it's going to fuel whatever you're focused on. And so that's the magic here, is that, and you know, when I've done that before, when I call them universal tantrums, I have a tantrum with the universe, like, come on. And that's when I allow myself to feel it and putting my request out there with a lot of emotion. I'm positively focused, even though I'm feeling the negative, and it fuels it and it happens. And then when I tell people about it, all of the spiritual love and lighters say, oh, no, you shouldn't do that. You're going to get what you don't want. No, you don't. You get what you do want. You do. You get what you do want. It's not about the quality of the emotion, because that's just judgment anyway. Every emotion is worth feeling and is valid, and it's valid feedback, and it's valid guidance, and it's valid fuel as well. There's no wrongs or rights here. But it does depend on your focus, absolutely. So if you're getting frustrated because you're just focused on lack, that ain't going to work. That's not the magic. Well, it's going to create some kind of magic, but you're not going to like the results of it. So you're calling forth the waves. Just make sure your focus is positive. Make sure you're getting frustrated about bringing in that new job, that new house, that new lover, whatever it is. Not getting frustrated like nobody loves me, everyone hates me. That's the wrong kind of focus. It's far more complicated than a lot of law of attraction teachers make it sound, you know. Often the right thing to do is the same as the wrong thing to do, but there's nothing wrong with it at all. Okay, what have we got here? You've got, okay, so I'm going to pull out 4 columns of tarot cards for you, starting off with the Fool. It might be week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Take that as it resonates. It might not be. It might be a mishmash of the energies that you've got going on. Of course, my guides are going to tell me the most important things that are in the energies for you, the big life-changing events kind of thing, or guidance. The stuff that's going to create the biggest change in your life. So there's a risk to take here. The Fool starts out on a new journey. You very well could be rocking the boat in a big way in your life and saying, come on, universe, bring it on. I want complete change now. I'm totally over this. You could be, you could be wanting everything to change at once. Change of partner, change of job, and all of that. It could be time for big change here. Certainly stepping into the unknown is certainly a risk to take in order to get there. And then you've got the Ten of Swords, having to leave the pain behind. So you could be acutely feeling the pain and then moving on from it, using that pain to fuel you to make a new decision for yourself. It's very strong manifestational energy here for you, Cancer. These three first. Okay, so the King of Swords, gaining clarity on partnerships, marriage, Four of Wands, celebrations, yes, but it's not. It's marriage. It's more about romance stuff. Gaining clarity on that and taking control of it too. So you could have been at the beck and call of someone else in romance and letting them and what they want dictate whether you stay in a situation or not. And this is you getting clarity on that and realizing that you've got the power and you can choose, and your thoughts and what you want is equally important as theirs and should be your priority. You could be like leaving a relationship behind or standing up for yourself and saying, hey, this has got to change. And I don't care whether you like it. This is a partnership. If I don't like it, this needs to change. Otherwise, I'm leaving. This could be an ultimatum that you're giving here, taking control of that, getting clarity, taking control of a marriage kind of thing and getting your needs met within it. Or leaving it. Some of you could be leaving a relationship. And this Three of Pentacles, it is about co-creations, it's about collaborations, it's about working with people, it's about planning with people as well, making plans with people. So you could be leaving a marriage relationship, some of you, or some kind of a structure kind of thing, and stepping into your power and leaving it behind this month and starting off on a new journey here. It's going to take some planning around. It's going to require some planning around logistics, and you might need to lean on other people for a while. That's why I'm thinking this could be about like you leaving a marital home and having to like live with a friend for a short time before you get on your feet. It's that kind of thing now for some of you. Or equivalent energy if we're talking about jobs here. You might have to wing it for a while or while you're switching jobs or something like that. So tell us about this Fool. How come Cancer's got the Fool here? So you're calling forth waves, and you've certainly got something happening here with the Fool. New journey, new adventure. Wow, it could be in love. Two of emotions here, a new love offer. And I feel it's you giving yourself this love offer. You giving yourself a chance to start again. The moon heading out into the unknown again. Being single again. Knowing that there's better out there. The Five of Emotions, having to open up your heart again, defrost your heart. So I feel like some of you have been in a relationship that's really hardened you, and you're realizing you deserve a lot more than that, and you do still have a chance. There's still time left. You're still alive, and so you can have that fresh start. So it's time to get into the unknown there and leave that relationship behind. Or for some of you, this is about leaving singledom behind and opening up to a relationship again. Yeah, very well could be that. It's a new journey. So you're changing what your stance on love and you being in a relationship, however that applies to you. So there's a lot of Cancers that will either be getting into a relationship, getting into singledom, coming out of singledom, or starting to date, and or leaving a relationship. Did I say that already? This relationship change is going on this month, and it's into the unknown, and it's going to require a risk taking, but I think you've got enough information to make that change here. What's behind this? Why so much relationship change for Cancer? Creativity, because it's stifling your creativity. You've got more to give and you've got more to receive as well. Look at that cup overflowing in 2 cups there. So it might be that you're just not feeling this overflowing energy, feeling like you're receiving. You're not receiving. You need to receive more love. That could be your cry. Come on, universe, bring me love. Creativity. It's stifling your creativity. Ten of Swords. You know, our sexual energy is very much connected with our creativity. Of course, we create babies with it, but it's not just about that. It's if we're being stifled in our sexuality or that kind of relationship, kind of an energy, we are stifling our creativity as well. You might have noticed, have you ever like worked on something and it's a complete success? And have you noticed how much more turned on you are after that in that energy? It's very similar energies. When I'm doing energy healings, I feel it in the same place. It's down here. Ten of Swords. If you're interested in energy healing with me, you can find those on my website, behealing.com as well. You can also add it on for a reduced price to a guidance reading too, as an upgrade. So why have we got the Ten of Swords here, Cancer? The Chariot. It's almost like running away from it. Once you make a choice, you're going to be running away from it. I mean, you're going to be all in on it. So if this is you, like I said, it's any kind of relationship change. You're going from single to dating. You're going from in a relationship to quitting it. You're going from maybe into a relationship for some of you as well. But there's a lot of changing dynamic here. And once it's almost like once you feel the pain of it, the pain of being single or the pain of being in a relationship that just isn't for you now. It might have been right for you before. And of course you will have got some good things from it, but this is like running. This is running from it, not in a bad way, not running away from challenge, just reaching the end of the line with it and going, something's got to change now. Something's got to change. It's all over this month for you, is that feeling of something's got to change and change fast. Otherwise, I'm out of here. Could very well be you laying down an ultimatum because you're unwilling to accept this pain or this burden anymore. It's not yours to take. Someone else has got to step up. The reciprocity here, you know you deserve reciprocity. You know you deserve someone to give love to you. So you're either single or in a relationship and wanting something much better for yourself now. So taking control of it here, getting clarity to take control of it. Yes, make a new decision, especially around marriage or being single. Waking up, it could be waking up your sexuality as well and getting into your strength and power. Wow, the Emperor and Strength card. This is really powerful energy. You might be surprising some people with your energy, Cancer, because you're often so soft and pliable, you know, and giving and nurturing and all of that. But you could be stepping into this fire, this putting your foot down thing, going, that's it. I've reached the end of my line here. I am changing things right now. It's very powerful energy, very powerful month for you around relationship changes. Now, when I say relationship changes, everything is relationship, isn't it? Our work, our money, and everything. It's all about our relationships with people. So it could be around your work too. I don't know, though, there is a lot, like there's the Four of Wands and there's the Two of Emotions there. So for a lot of you, it is around actual romantic relationships here, or that subject if it's not a relationship in itself. Integration. So you've learned and you've grown and you've been ascending, you've been raising your vibration, and it is time, you're right, it's time to integrate that what you've learned and step it up and get into a new relationship or a new circumstance so you can actually apply that within your life. We can't stay stagnant, stuck in our old things, especially if our growth game is strong. If we're doing the inner work, we've got to be reflecting that out on the outside. We've got to be making different choices for ourselves on the outside in our life and the actual material world to put that into practice. It's not just about doing it in our heads or in our hearts, that inner work. It's about then applying that so that we can have much better lives in the external world. That's how evolution happens. So there is some planning here to be done. Three of Pentacles. Tell us about this Three of Pentacles. And it involves other people. Ooh, Ten of Materials. So it involves your happily ever after. Your security as well, your financial security. So like I said, you could, for some of you, it could be about staying over with someone. It could be about logistics. For some of you, it's about you getting really clear on what kind of person you do want to be with for this happily ever after. And the happily ever after, not just the ton of emotions, not just the feels and the, someone to love and someone that loves you. This is this solid stuff. This is someone to have a house with, to build something with, build some solid foundations there, maybe to have a family with, and or to be in the community with as well. It's much more tangible in the material world. And so this is saying to me, Cancer, you might have been overly focused on the emotional side of relationships and the feels, and go, but I really love them. Even though, they spend all the money, we're not building something together, the material stuff isn't there. This is saying you need to plan to marry that material stuff with it. I don't mean marry as in get married to someone that's like superficial or materialistic. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you within yourself, marrying your heart and your mind, the material world and the spiritual world. Marrying that within both being equally important within yourself, then you'll start making these choices, practical choices, so that your spiritual self, your emotional self that you've developed so much is in alignment with your choices in the material world, and especially in relationships and your foundations of what it is that you're building for your happily ever after. You've got to integrate that material part of it here, and that's what this reading is screaming out. This is how you've got yourself into the situation. You've been overly weighted on the spiritual side, on the feeling side, and then you wonder why the material side, the practical aspects, aren't up to standard or aren't good. It's because you weren't focused on that. You need to get focused on that now and then stand in your strength. So you're kind of waking up to that now. It's almost like Cancer has woken up that they've got another aspect of themselves that isn't all just fluff and love and light and heart and feelings, that you want more than that, and you do deserve more than that. Yes. I got confused then. It was the Three of Pentacles and then the Ten of Materials. Okay, what's behind this then? The Three of Pentacles, teaching. You've learned, right? You've learned. You're just graduating. It's not like you've been wrong to do it in the order that you've done. A lot of people will do the material first and then do the emotional and the spiritual. There's no right order. We've all got our own individual wiggly paths toward fulfillment and happiness and the Ten of Materials and that happily ever after. There's nothing invalid about your path at all. So don't just learn, yeah, just learn and let it be okay that you are learning as well. It's not only okay that you're learning, it's good. So what's going on in your love life? I think a lot. But certainly in the way that you're looking at your love life, for sure. Calling forth those waves. You want change. And you're going to get it. Heart-to-heart conversations. And some of you are going to be doing this. You're going to be having honest discussions and saying, this isn't enough for me. Can you step it up, or don't you have it in you? It's okay if you don't have it in you, but you need to know that I'm leaving. It's that kind of thing. Honestly discussing your feelings, not your feelings like squishy, romancy, but your feelings about the house, the home, the practicals, the money situation, all of that. Honestly discussing your feelings around that. Not just your mushy feelings about the person, not just the romance. Heart-to-heart conversations about practical matters and material stuff. So some of you could have been sticking with a relationship or sticking in the kind of relationships where you're the responsible one. You're the only one that's doing right. This is just for some of you, not for all of you. You're the only one that's doing right by the money and building things up, and the other one's kind of immature and not doing that. And that's not a partnership. That's like a parent-child kind of relationship. That's just for some of you. I'm being told that. Your commitment's being tested. How committed are you to this happily ever after that you want? How committed are you to getting what it is that you want? You're calling forth the waves there, but some of you might be doing it in a way that's kind of victimhood thing, saying, universe, give me better, as if you can't do something about that. You can do something about that. You can choose better for yourself. You can get really focused on it. And if there's no one else to offer you that's around, well, you do it for yourself first and get yourself into that energy that you can provide that for someone else as well, who is doing that for themselves too. So just do it for yourself. You'll call them in eventually. Someone that's got that same energy. What else do you need to know? You need to know forgiveness. Forgive them. If you're moving on from a relationship, forgive them. Forgive all those ones that you've been choosing that are in that energy that you don't really want anymore. You're now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurts. Yeah. Don't make them wrong for it. They've just got different choices. Like I said, it's just part of the learning path. We've all got these wiggly paths, and we all do it in different orders too, and it's okay. And all in our divine timing as well, in our own time. People shouldn't have to match you in that, even if you got married to them. Marriage is a bit silly anyway. It defies the laws of the universe. I can't promise someone to always be on the same page as them. I guess that's not what we're promising. We're promising that we'll always love them, which is kind of the same. It's like I will never change. I'll always be on the same page as you. We'll grow in the same direction. You cannot possibly promise that, but we do, because it's kind of romantic, isn't it? We hope it's true. Very rarely is, but we hope it, don't we? You've got the chaser here. Chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment. So don't let the fear of abandonment keep you in a relationship that's not right for you. I don't think Yeah, don't miss this opportunity while these emotions are running high for this change. I would definitely take it. Don't stay stuck. You'll regret it. Don't lose any more years to this, to your singledom or to a relationship that's not right for you or whatever it is that you're doing here. What else do you need to know? Be sure to look out for your body and soul. Again, this is what I was saying. This is marrying the material with the spiritual body and soul. You're here having a human experience. You know, higher selves have been going on to me lately. It's like, you've got to know your place. You're the human part of it and the spiritual part of it. You stop trying to do the spiritual stuff, and you can't stop asking me to do the material stuff for you. I can't do that. I'm in the spiritual. You're the human part of it. You're the one that's in the material plane. That's yours to do. You play your part, I'll play my part. So body and soul, marrying that spiritual and material within yourself. The royal you, to step into your power. I mean, there's a lot of power in this. There's so much power in this. Awakening, strength, the emperor, that is just power, power, power coming from clarity. I really like this reading for you, but I can imagine that it's kind of unnerving to be in this flux, to be calling forth the waves in this way. So what energies do you need to tap into within yourself this month? Self-acceptance. You are where you're at, right? Nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself. When you offer your whole being fully to love, self-acceptance arises spontaneously. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That's a lie. There's lots of lies in spiritual things. Self-acceptance, self-love, self-worth, none of it arises spontaneously. We've got to work for that stuff. And you've got to do the shadow work, and you've got to do the self-love, and you've got to love that inner child, and it's practical work that you need to do. And this is an example of what I was just saying, is that this is being out of balance with the spiritual, right? Just focusing on the spiritual, not on the material. It doesn't arise spontaneously. Get out of here. Anyway, may I rest in oneness. So just be careful about that. That is saying to me, self-acceptance, it's saying marrying that material with the spiritual, knowing your part in it, self-acceptance that you're the human being in this co-creation, that is your higher self, you in spirit form, and you, your material self. You're here to do so think of it as a team, right? You're here to do the material stuff. It's like, yeah. And if you're focusing too much on the spiritual stuff, the physical stuff isn't going to spontaneously arrive, because your higher self can't do that stuff. It's not here on the material plane. You're the part that is doing that. So yeah, watch out for things like that. There's a lot of crap in spiritual stuff that just isn't true. I mean, it's nice to think that we have like spontaneous healing and shit like that, but nah, it's not going to happen. You got to put the gnarly work in yourself, and you need to make decisions, especially in this material plane right here that we're living right now, in this muggle experience that we're going through. You'll get there, and you're certainly stepping into your power this month to get yourself there. So there you go. If you like this reading, don't forget to click on that like button down there. It really helps me out, as does leaving a comment as well. I would love to hear from you on what's going on for you. And I often reply to them too. And If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing that and clicking that notification button as well to hear when I'm going live in my live show, Psychic Cafe. I would love to see you in there. Have the best month ever, and I will see you tomorrow in the daily energy update.